Yesterday, Prime Minister Narendra Modi announced free vaccination for the entire country. What are the ideas and strategies behind this decision? Let's try and understand. Hello everyone, welcome to Right Views. I hope you had watched the video announcement by Prime Minister Modi yesterday. In that announcement, Prime Minister Modi said that the central government will be giving the vaccines free for all across the country starting in a couple of weeks' time. Now, there are various issues coming into this analysis as to why this decision was made and what contributed to making that decision. One of the main questions that was asked of this government was that why not allocate about 80,000-90,000 crores and get all the vaccines in one shot. Now this question was asked back in June of 2020 or thereabouts, when even before vaccines were getting ready and even there was no clarity on vaccines. Now this question suffers from very essential problem. Technically we call it decision making under uncertainty with incomplete information. Now what is the problem with this is that in hindsight you can make this decision. In foresight you cannot make this decision. You have to make the decision as and when situation unfolds, information unfolds, and you are able to analyze this information. Back in June, when certain vaccines were claiming to have a certain effectiveness and efficacy, it was not very clear whether we as a country, India as a country, would be able to manage them. Afford them is one aspect, but manage them in terms of vaccinating our entire population given our geographical and infrastructure constraints. In such time, it was very difficult to bet on, first of all, to bet on any one vaccine or even a set of vaccines. In any case wherein you have a medical research process, as time progresses, more and more research comes to fore and you have better alternatives. In the first phase, with the US FDA at the sort of a hub or the node of all the information on vaccine research going on within the United States, it was able to decipher for themselves which are the good vaccines which they can administer. It was still not clear to us whether these vaccines are good enough for Indian conditions. We cannot, in our infrastructure, store a vaccine at -40 degrees Celsius. That is the limitations imposed by our infrastructure. It has got nothing to do with vaccine efficacy. Secondly, we also didn't know what kind of vaccine efficacy they were looking at. To counter this lack of information, country like India, which does not have enough capital or enough spending power to sort of spend a little extra and let it go waste. We don't have that margin. So a country like India can do a little more intelligent decision making, and this is done by just pausing before every step of the decision. You have to get your decision a little later. Now this is in cricket also. You might have seen that batsman who plays late, they say he's playing late, it's very good. Why is he playing late? Good thing. Playing late is good thing because he gets more information and he's able to process more where the fielders are and what the ball is going to do. That's why playing late is considered a good strategy. Same way, when a country like India with limited resources is trying to tackle this problem of which vaccine will be successful for Indian conditions, what kind of side effects it will bring, whether we can manage those side effects, what will be the impact on hospitalization, all these things we can play a little late, not too late, a little late. By November, when US announced its vaccine, it was not very easy decision for India to make. So India made it in a progressive fashion so that we have right candidates for our population, our infrastructure, our management style. And with that, we were able to get the vaccine to our population at a very early stage. Now you must realize that many developed countries do not have enough vaccines to compared to their populations, and India has more population than most of the countries. Now in these conditions, with this kind of scope, we need to act fast now when we know the right candidates. That is what India started doing post January, February. Now once we have this kind of a mechanism, even tomorrow, let's say today, if you get an epiphany that you need 100 million doses of a particular vaccine, they cannot be made available right away. There's a lead time for everything. So when you made such a decision, there was a lead time. I think we made the decision, publicly around February, March. It could have been made in January, February, or about thereabouts, but not any earlier. So that point I don't think carries merit, because as a decision maker, it is very difficult to play reckless, fast and reckless with money when you are a country as poor as India. The second question many people ask about this decision yesterday is who forced Modi? Did the courts force Modi? There are people thanking Justice Chandrachud for his scathing comments. Or did the opposition parties force Modi? The tweets by Rahul Gandhi and Kejriwal and other chief ministers of various Congress-dominated, opposition parties-dominated states put out lots of tweets saying that center should take it up. So did that influence, or did Justice Chandrachud influence? I would say no. This was not influenced by the courts. Courts are good at roaring within the courtroom. In real life, their bite is not as powerful. Many times, the courts feel that they know everything, but in reality, when the reports come before them, it's really the person in charge with the information and at the center of action. That person is the best person to respond to a crisis. What we can make sure, and in any crisis there will be mistakes, in any wars there will be mistakes. What you have to make sure is that the person who is in charge is competent and he is empowered with everything and he is free to act, and there are enough support structures for him or her to make decisions. That's all we have to ensure, and we have to sort of empower that person to do his or her best in that situation. That's the role of government or institutions who have no direct qualification to address the crisis. Okay, so I don't think it was the courts or the opposition leaders who influenced Modi. The third part I want to tell you is that Modi played a real good game with the opposition, and the opposition fell directly into that trap. First, in January, February, it was clear that India will have a sort of a vaccine shortage around April and May. Okay, that vaccine shortage, it's not a shortage, but it is a sort of a lower run rate of vaccine till about mid-June, and a decent run rate or a little improved run rate between mid-June to sort of mid-August. And from August, we'll have more vaccines, a lot more vaccines, in fact. Okay, so the vaccine availability will be far higher than our vaccination ability. So first phase, we did not have vaccination ability. We had some vaccines, we did not have vaccination ability. Then our vaccination ability caught up and it expanded, but our vaccine ability, the ability to create number of vaccines, was still capped because it takes time. Now the vaccine ability and the vaccination ability are sort of, it will come close together from between June to August, and from August we'll have far more vaccines than our capacity to vaccinate people. So this is what is understood and known since January. Okay, now given this, the states demanding that they have a say in this vaccination was completely out of turn, and at least they should have the best. See, if I was in the opposition shoes and I wanted the control for vaccination, I would have taken it after all the 50 plus are vaccinated. Then you can sort of demand, because the cost benefits are much easier to handle. But even then they made a mistake. They were too hasty in, or they were demanding, they were hoping that they will get it by June or July when the vaccination improves. But Modi immediately handed it to them, saying that now you take care of the vaccines, and they were not able to, because there was a vaccine shortage globally. It's not just in India. There's a global vaccine, the run rate at which the vaccines are produced, production rate, there is a little, difficulty in current, till about June. They could not get any vaccines, they messed up the process, there was a lot of corruption, and we forecasted that there will be vaccine corruption in one of the earlier videos, and indeed it happened. And then you have the entire responsibility chain crumbling. So the state governments now raise their hands that we don't want anything to do with this, you take it up. And now Modi has taken it up just couple of weeks in advance, when the vaccine production will now be easier, and vaccinations will now, it will be easy to manage. So the states are now giving it up at the exact wrong time. They should have actually held on and managed this. But to manage, you need feet on the ground, you need a leader, you need leadership skills to marshal these resources into proper channels. The district collector of, I think it was Nanded or some place, he did an absolutely good job by marshalling limited resources. He had a lot of constraints with resources, but he managed those resources and he battled the second wave much more effectively than any of these, metro and semi-metro cities, bureaucrats in charge of those cities, or even some states. He managed it perfectly. Anticipation, he's a doctor himself, so fantastic management there. That kind of management was lacking in the opposition governments, and that's why they're handing it over to Modi when the things are going to be easier. Now you will see that the vaccination, now in the minds of the people, the voters, it will be like this. Between January till April, when Modi was managing vaccinations, it was smooth. From 1st May to 15th June, it was a mess when state governments were managing it. From 15th June till complete vaccination, it will again be smooth, because of inherent reasons contributing about 50 to 60% of that ease, and stupidity of opposition parties contributing to the rest of this 50%. And because of that, Modi will come out looking much better at the end of in December than if these opposition parties would have applied themselves and they would have taken leadership. They would have been the heroes. But now Modi will be the hero, and that is the strategic masterstroke. Thank you for watching. Do like and share this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and follow us on Twitter and Instagram, and join us for the long form discussion on our podcast. And do check out our website. There are good blog posts there, and also some ebooks for downloads, which you might find interesting. Thank you for listening, and have a nice day.